Right, okay folks, welcome to Friday Waffle once again. I'm back. I was in Prague with my daughter. We flew out Monday morning, early Monday morning. What time do our flight? 6 o'clock in the morning. Got there about 9:30. We managed to, I don't speak Czechoslovakian. So we managed to, using Google Maps, we managed to get from the airport using the bus, and then we got the train from the underground, I should say, from what do you call it, once we got off the bus we got the underground, and then we managed to find a hotel. I'm shit at directions, I really am. I mean, there's quite a few things that I'm really bad at in my life. Directions is one of them, awful. Following films is another one, and my general knowledge of history and geography is up there. You know, bad things, yeah. Not proud of the fact that I'm so pants at all these things. But yeah, Prague itself, it's a beautiful, beautiful city. We went to is it Wenceslas, as in Good King Wenceslas, last looked out on the feast of Stephen. That guy, there's a square and there's a big clock. It dates back to like the 1400s. There was a guy, American guy, doing a sort of a tour, so we managed to kind of like huddle up and we were listening to what he was saying. Apparently Prague, Hitler, he didn't want Prague. He gave orders not to destroy Prague because he thought it was a beautiful city. So there you go, you can't get higher than that. But yeah, beautiful city. I mean, the architecture is just glorious. There's a museum, and it's absolutely stunning. They've got this big staircase, and it's just phenomenal looking. I mean, I'm not really an architectural type person, but you can't help but be blown away with how beautiful this thing is. Really, really nice. So yeah, we were there Thursday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then we came back Thursday. Had a great time. I mean, we didn't bother getting up for breakfast, even though I'd paid for breakfast. I'm not a breakfasty person. I'm trying to lose a bit of weight, using this fasting diet, and it's nothing severe. It's actually really, really good. If you want to lose a bit of weight, I thoroughly recommend it. You have your lunch as normal. You know, you want a lunch at 12 o'clock, you have your lunch, and then you're drinking lots of water. God, I thought he was going to pull out there. And then you have your dinner, 5, 6 o'clock at night, and then after that you don't eat anything else. You just drink loads of water. So you're drinking loads of water after your dinner at night. You don't have anything until midday. Again, drinking tons of water. So I've managed to lose half a stone on this, and it's so easy to do. I don't even see it as a diet or a fad. It's just a lifestyle change. Really, really good. So what was I talking about? Can't even bloody remember. Yeah, had a really nice time. We didn't bother having breakfast. We went out during the day. Oh, I'm just looking at this big birdie bray swooping about. Wow. We went out during the day for 3-4 hours, and then we came back, and then we sat in a hotel for until night time. Then we'd go out and get our dinner. So really nice. If you do like pretty cities, then I definitely suggest you put Prague on your bucket list. It's a beautiful city. You need to check it out. There's only one thing that soured. It didn't sour the holiday, but it was about like it soured it slightly. And I'm just talking about bloody eating healthily as well. On Wednesday night, we'd been out like every night, the 3 nights. But on the Wednesday night, I said to Ava, do you want just to get a takeaway pizza rather than going out? I'll go to Domino's Pizza, bring it back to the hotel, and yeah, we'll have that. So she's like, yep, that's fine. So I went along, walked to Domino's, using the service thing, I ordered a pepperoni pizza, pepperoni passion, with extra cheese and some chicken stripper things, whatever they're called. So paid for that, and then about 10 minutes later they gave me my pizza and the chicken things. Went back to the hotel, opened up the pizza, and it was the wrong fucking thing. It was like a tuna pizza they'd given me. So I closed the lid, went back, and I said to the guy, I says, I ordered this pizza about 10 minutes ago. I ordered pepperoni passion, and you've given me a tuna one. And he went, oh no, you definitely ordered tuna. And then he produced this receipt that had tuna on it. And I says, listen, I wouldn't order tuna fish because I want pepperoni. So, you know, you're saying I've ordered tuna. I definitely, explicitly ordered pepperoni. So I says, so can you give me the right one? And he went, well, you're going to have to, if you want a new pizza, you're going to have to pay for it. I went, no, you've given me the wrong. I said, I don't care what it says in the receipt. I ordered the right one. I did it myself. I ordered pepperoni, and it was said pepperoni in the screen. I says, so I would like a new pizza. He says, well, what I can do, this is always in pidgin English, which probably didn't help matters. He says, if you want a new pizza, you need to pay for it. And I says, well, I get a refund from the wrong pizza? He went, yeah. He says, but what I can't do, he says, how did you pay for it? I says, I paid for it using a card. He says, well, I can't refund the money on your card, which I've never ever heard of. And I says, well, how are we going to do this then? He said, I can give you it in cash. I said, right, that's fine. So he says, well, you need to pay for the new pizza first. So paid for the new pizza. 10 minutes later, he gave me the pizza, and there was, I said, what about my refund? He went, I can't give you a refund. I said, what do you mean you can't give me a refund? You told me you were going to give me a refund and give me cash. He says, I can't give you a refund on the card and I can't give you cash. I says, but you told me that. You told me you were going to give me a refund in cash, and that's why I paid for the other pizza. And then he just pissed about and he says, no, I can't give you a refund. You'll need to send an email. So I was so fucking angry at getting ripped off, because I mean, this little bastard, sorry for swearing, but I just get angry thinking about it. The guy was so rude. He wasn't interested. He couldn't give a shit that I was in there. The fact that he told me I would need to buy a new pizza, then I'd get my refund, and I did that, and he told blatant lies. So I just says, right, I thought there's no point in trying to argue with this guy. You know, typical guy, probably 18-year-old, wasn't interested. So I said, right, just give me my pizza. And these two customers had walked in at this point. And so the guy gave me the pizza, the tuna pizza, which I didn't want, which I'd paid for. So I said to these two guys, look, do you want this pizza? I says, just have it. I says, I've ordered, I got it by an error, and they're not going to give me my money back, so just you have it. And the guy's like, oh, we'll give you money. I says, no, just call it a treat on me. So I gave the guys the pizza and walked out. And I was so angry, even thinking about it now. I don't think I've ever experienced as bad customer service ever. You know, and the fact that he lied to get me to pay for a new pizza, and then he refused to give me my money back. So I felt that strongly about it. I thought, you know what, I'm not going to keep going on about it, because he was like, Dad, just get over it. I said, no, it's fine. But I sent an email. I went on to Domino's.com, went to the Czechoslovakian Domino's, and I've raised a complaint. Part of me doesn't think I'm going to hear back. What I did was I contacted Domino's UK on Twitter, and they got right back to me, and when I told them what had happened and where it was, he says, look, we're really sorry, we can't help you because it's not in the UK, you know, there's nothing we can do about it. So I've sent an email. Like I said, it's not the money, I don't give a shit. I mean, give me my money back and I'll give it to charity, you know what I mean? I don't care, make a donation to charity, whatever. I'm not interested. Well, I am interested in the money because it's my fucking money which they took. but it's a principle. I hate getting treated like that, you know. So anyway, but no, like I said, overall the holiday was really, really good. Coming back, we managed to, again, Google Maps is fantastic. I mean, I was in a city which I didn't know. I don't speak the language. You know, if I didn't have Google Maps, I would have had no idea how I was supposed to get from the hotel to the you know, to like the airport and vice versa, coming in, you know, when it came and then going back. But Google Maps, I mean, it's brilliant. You just, you know, you put in where you're going to go, your location, where you're going to go. You want to take public transport, and it tells you, it says, walk to this station, it'll take you 4 minutes, get on the bus, there's 8 stops, and it tells you, it shows you where you are, and it even came up, you're getting off in 3 stops time, you're getting off in 2 stops time, next stop's yours. So we managed to get to the airport fine. I wanted to give ourselves plenty of time to get there, so we got to the airport, you know, probably a good couple of hours before we're due to leave. I got something to eat. Then we flew from Prague. From Prague to Amsterdam. Never been to Amsterdam in my life. I don't really class that I've been just because I've been to the airport. Never seen such a big airport. Huge, absolutely huge. It took us probably 20 minutes of like solid walking to get to the gate that we were going to, and then we had about an hour's wait, and then we got back to Edinburgh last night. The plane was delayed a wee bit for taking off. I don't know what the problem was, but it took a bit longer for it to take off. Got back about 11:30 last night. So yeah, really, really good. You'll have noticed I did do a couple of videos. I'm conscious that I've just been doing 8-bit face-off kerfuffles, but they're easy to do. So hopefully you enjoyed them. Excuse me. So that's that. From a kind of gaming perspective, I did take I took the Steam Deck on holiday with me, and I actually played ActRaiser on the SNES. It's a game that I've played before. It's like a simplistic Ages of Empire, very, very simplistic. But you've also got sideways scrolling, kind of like Rastan. It's an interesting kind of mix of video game genres, but really good. So I've almost completed it. So I was playing that, and what I was doing is I was using like a save state, because yeah, I'd be there all day. So I was using a save state, which was great. So yeah, fantastic having the Steam Deck there. It's not something that I've really used all that often, but it really came into its own. And then coming back on the plane, Ava was playing Left 4 Dead. So yeah, really, really, really good. Only kind of retro thing that I've been doing, or not been doing, is I think I mentioned it. Did I mention it in a video? I don't think I did. I recently bought an Engo, which is the Engo is a clone of the Spectrum Next. It's 100% compatible. The board is, like I say, it's 100% compatible. Now I had an inkling. I had an itch about a month ago to get another Spectrum Next. I don't know why, because I did have one. I did buy a Switch. I did buy an Engo back in the day. I did buy a Spectrum Next back in the day on Kickstarter, and then I decided I wasn't using it, and I sold it. But like I said, fairly recently I had this hankering to get another one. I don't know why. Don't ask me. I can't answer it. So I had a look on eBay, and they're going for stupid money. I mean, there's people selling them for. There's one guy selling it for £799, which is just madness. There's no way I was going to pay that. So somehow I remembered that one of my friends was selling a Spectrum Next clone called the Engo, and I contacted him and I said, "Have you still got it for sale?" He went, "Yep." So I bought it, and it's fantastic. really good. Like I said, it uses the same firmware as the Next. It's a Next in a different shell, but the N-Go has a really nice keyboard. So I bought that. I have been using it, and it's lovely. But then in fact, completely out of the blue, somebody advertised a Spectrum Next Kickstarter one of the originals for sale for not much more than I paid when I first got it. So I contacted the guy, and he says, yeah, it's got like the Raspberry Pi in it, it's got the accelerator, whatever it is in it. So I thought, you know what, I've got the N-Go, but I just fancy having the Next, and I've now got it. It arrived today actually. I'm probably not going to use it. I know you're thinking I'm off my head. I'm probably not going to use it, but I just like the fact that I've now got an X, because I think they are only going to appreciate the value. I didn't buy it to sell, but it's nice to have it. Now here's the thing that I'm kind of been all over the place with my gaming collection. I've got quite a decent gaming collection, nothing compared to a lot of people, but I do have quite a few systems and original software, and I've had my fun. I've had my fun with real hardware. I've had my fun owning an Atari 800 and an Atari 400, and I've got to the stage in life now where I would rather sell it, get some decent money for it. I don't want to rip people off, but I want to, you know, these things are going for quite a lot of money. I want to sell it, but I want to be able to have the option to still play these games. Now I know you can play them all in emulators, which is great, but the Mister, which I bought about a year ago, a couple of years ago probably, it's been an absolute godsend because it allows me to play all these systems. But there's a couple of systems that I wanted to still have like the original hardware, and so yeah, having a Next or an N-Go now means that, you know, in a few years time hopefully I'll be able to sell all my hardware. I'll be able to keep the Mister, which will tick the box for my Mega Drive, my SNES, all these consoles. I'm really not bothered about having the originals anymore. So the Mister will tick all the boxes, but you know yourself, sometimes when you're playing a Spectrum game or a Commodore 64 game, it'll ask you to press like the Commodore key or a certain key, especially in the Spectrum, and it can be a wee bit pernickety. You don't really know what button does what. So I want to have like a future-proof way of playing these systems. So I've got the N-Go, I've got the Next, that's great. I can put the Next into a cupboard and just keep it safe. That still leaves the issue with my Commodore 64. I mean, as you know, the Commodore 64 was the main system that I had. It's the one computer that I've got the most love for. I mean, even the Amiga, even though I had an Amiga for a long time, it's weird, I've not really got an awful lot of nostalgia for it, which is weird because, I mean, it was a computer that I owned for, you know, I don't know, 89 to about 93, so I had it for about 4 years. I owned it longer and used it more than I had the Commodore 64, but for some weird reason I don't have a lot of nostalgia for the Amiga. So the Mister, right, sorry about the jump cut. For some reason my phone said it was getting too hot and it couldn't record. I think it's because I've got it set against the screen, which generates a bit of heat. So anyway, yeah, I've got the Spectrum. I can't remember what I was talking about. I've got the Spectrum Next and the Spectrum N-Go that'll work for me for it'll future-proof me being able to play. There's a car coming. Oh, fine. Spectrum games, but that leaves the C64. I've got a. What have I got? Yeah, I can play obviously the Mister again, but I don't have a modern Commodore 64. Now there is, I had a look at the, is it Mega 65? It's basically a new, it's basically like a new Commodore 64. It's an FPGA chip thing, and it runs other systems. I'm not interested in running other systems. I only want it to be able to play Commodore 64 games. The big snag for me with that is the price. You're talking £700, and I'm not spending 700 quid on that. You know, forget it. But then one of my mates, he's got it's called the Ultimate 2 Elite. There's a guy called Gideon who makes he makes various Commodore 64 hardware, including the Ultimate 2 cartridge, which I've got for my original Commodore 64, and it's fantastic. Anyway, this Ultimate 2, whatever it's called, Elite, it's a brand new board, and you can actually put it inside an original Commodore 64 bread bin. You can increase the speed. It's got the built-in loading cartridges. It is light. It says what it says on the tin. It's the Ultimate C64. So I've pre-ordered one because these are made by one guy. It's one guy that actually makes all these. So I may have to wait a year for it. I don't know how long it's going to take. So I've pre-ordered one. I think it's about 200 euros or something, which is pretty good, you know, compared to the Mega 65. So I've got that. I've pre-ordered that. Like I said, I don't know when I'm going to get it. I've contacted a guy that my mate Panther knows to see if I can get a spare case and keyboard that I can use for it. So yeah, that is basically it. Right, listen, before this camera overheats again, I'm going to get going. Yeah, I hope you all have a nice weekend. I will be back as always, yeah, during the week. So yeah, until next time, folks, I hope you all have a really nice weekend, and until next time, as always, thank you very much for watching.